Welcome to Love Them Knives channel. We got the Wuben G5. Yes, we do. You know, I've talked about the Wuben G5 before, but this is a bit of a different kind of cat. This is they're saying an upgrade, and this is their 9th anniversary edition here. Yeah, the Stormtrooper edition. And if you want to swivel this head, you can swivel the head this way. Push it that way forward, straight up like a normal flashlight. Normal. Flashlights are just not normal anymore. They do a little bit of everything. And then, or this way. So you can do that. Now, what you just saw me do was the pocket clip. Now, the thing I think that's different about this is this metal shell on here. And I'll put the particulars either down below or whatever on that. And then it's got this blue and white finish. This is pretty stunning, isn't it? It's a little bit more expensive. I think it's like $29 instead of $19. Good Lord. But it's 400 lumens and it's got RGB in it. Red, green, blue, all that. But you can pull this clip. You just don't do the clip at all. Just leave it there, right? Or pull it out, swivel it this way. Clip it onto your shirt pocket, point it that way down the field, etc., right? Or pull it out, swivel it all the way around the other way, and it kind of slides back. It's got a little springy thingy, but there it is that way, if you want to do that. So this is a very versatile pocket clip. You can do what you want. Now, the light itself is 400 lumens max. Now, turning it on and turning it off, there you go. And there's the red. Yeah, the camera doesn't really show the intensity of the colors, and that's a little unfortunate, but you can see blue, purple, red, green, etc., and it doesn't look it that way, but it is. It's that color if you're in person and seeing it. But you can see the reflection off of here. Now, so here's the regular white light, turn on, turn off with this button. Okay, when you turn this light on, and I was like, double tap for turbo, what do I do? And yes, you do. There's your 400 lumens of turbo, and when you do turbo, and that was weird too. Okay, so I was messing with this. It's been a little while since I've had the G5, the previous one, out. But this is turbo, okay? You turned it on the regular, and if you want to increase the brightness, you spin the wheel, okay? And then it just told me it's at max, right? And then spin it back the other way, and it told me it's at minimum, okay? But double tap here, and it's turbo. This wheel will now not take it out of turbo and make it dimmer, okay? So you got to click out of it. But this, of course, makes it brighter and dimmer. Now, there's another situation here you can go with and push and hold. And now you go to RGB. Okay, RGB, what's this? Well, this is blue, as you can tell. And you turn this wheel. It doesn't make it brighter. It changes the color. There's red, there's purple, blue, you know, all this kind of stuff. It goes around, changes color. Okay, I don't know if this helps any by putting it against a kind of a white. You can tell the different colors that's going through, etc. Now, if you get it on, let me see if we can get it to red. There's red, okay? If you double tap this, then it will flash. So that's your beacon type thing. Now, once you've got it flashing and it's flashing red, moving this wheel will not change the color anymore, and it won't make it brighter or dimmer. You're just on a flashing red. Now you can turn it off, turn it back on to the red, and then you can change the color to whatever you want, and then double tap it, and it'll flash that color. So basically, when you get it on the color on the RGB wheel, you set the color first, and then you can tap it, double tap it, and then it'll go into the beacon flashing on that particular color. But you can't change the color once the beacon is going. Here's what happens. RGB wheel, Once it's on, you double tap it. Yes, it goes into the beacon. And of course, you can move the beacon around. You can, however you want, right? Now, turn it off. When it's off and you double tap it, it goes into these 3 different color modes, which is an alternate flashing. This one is red and blue, so it's the cop car thing, right? Double tap it again, and then it goes into a green and red flash. And then double tap it again, and it's more like a yellow and red flash. I don't get it necessarily, but okay. You can get a yellow and red flash. You can get the blue and the red, and then the green and the red. Merry Christmas. There you go. So that's what happens when it's off and you double tap it. Otherwise, if you just single tap it, you're back to the color. Once it's on, you double tap, and then you get the beacon. Okay? So there's that. Otherwise, we're going to get back to my regular light. There you go. Just had to push. Hold on. Come on. There you go. Back to my regular light. You had to push and hold to get back to the regular light. And then, boom, 400 lumens, which is really nice. So it's roughy-tufty here. Let me just throw a little bit of this from the Wuben 9th anniversary. This is their edition, $29. Versatile, clickety-click. Oh, I forgot about these modes. Okay, so here is your lockout, all right? So this locks it out to where it will not turn on. You can see that. Next, right here. Next, slides up to show you the plug where your USB-C is. And you know what? In this box, we need to show you what comes in the box, don't we? If you're interested, $29 makes a great gift, and it's kind of entertaining with the RGB and all that stuff. So here's this craziness. Here's your book from your G5. Shows you all the, the beacons that you can do, the red flashing light, and how to return from that. And, I guess double tap to do that. And then down here, the flashings and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the beacons are, like I said, double tap whichever color you're going on in here. That's your beacon flashing. And when it's completely off, you double tap and you go into these alternate flashing. But there's your book. And then here's the stuff you get, which is a cord, a lanyard, all kinds of goodies. Here's the cord, USB to USB-C. And there's your lanyard. And that's what we got. Oh, and we got a little thing for the key. For the keychain, I think, right here. Little metal ringety-ding-ding, okay, for that. So that's the stuff that's inside the box. That's the box. This is the flashlight. It's lightweight. It's really easy to carry. And like I said, the pocket clip's nice and handy. You can do whatever you want there. And it's going to stay put here when you get it out of the way. It's not going anywhere. And of course, you turn it on. If you don't have it locked out, shit. Okay. Good point. Don't lock it out. And then, if you want to just double tap it, bam, hit turbo, whatever. Or get out of it, turn it on, and make it whatever brightness level you want. And then you can play with the RGB and do whatever you want there. You can swivel here, swivel there. I think we ought to take it outside. Check it out. The Wuben G5 outdoors. What do we got right here? Maximum of 400 lumens. Let's double click. And there we are. 400 lumens. Right out into the woods. Here we go. Let's go out here in the deep woods. And the mosquitoes are going to eat me alive here pretty soon. Here's high on our little power wheel here. There's low. And as we increase the brightness, and let's try and hit this for double tap. And there is supposedly the turbo at 400 lumens. Now, and we have the flashing, but I mean, this is what we get. And another, that's the red and blue. That's the orange and, or the red and green. And here's the kind of yellow and red. All right. Now we have the RGB going on. So you just turn the wheel and get the different colors. It's more noticeable in person. The camera doesn't really pick up the intensity of the colors, but there it is. And if you double tap, then you get the beacon. And here's what it looks like on the ground. And here's back to the regular. The brightest, dim, and double tap to the turbo. All right, we're back. And it's the little G5, 29 bucks. It's the Stormtrooper edition or whatever. It's their 9th anniversary edition, actually, with roughy tufty metal casing. And so they think this is definitely an improved, modified or improved version because of this hard casing. So it'll be very durable. Still got all the cool things from the original G5. And check it out. Down below, I'll give you the link. Go grab you one for 29 bucks, and you guys stay bright.